Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about a big problem for Mercedes following qualifying for the Melbourne Grand Prix, as well as key updates from qualifying. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram and X at James's Pit Lane. I'll leave links in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So we've just had our first competitive session of 2026 with these brand new cars, and well, it's quite clear now that Mercedes have the fastest car. That looked to be the case in testing and in practice for Melbourne, but in qualifying that Mercedes is clearly the fastest car, and it was George Russell who took pole position. He was just a step ahead of everyone else throughout the weekend, dominated qualifying and took pole with a time of a 1 minute 18.5. And speaking about taking pole, Russell said, "It was a great day. We knew there was a lot of potential in the car, but until we get to this first Saturday of the season, you never know. But it really came alive this afternoon. As the track temperature cooled, we tend to favour those conditions." Now, for me, there were two stars of qualifying, one of them being Arvid Limdad. I mean, what a job he's done in the Red Bull Junior team at Racing Bulls. It's his first ever qualifying session in Formula 1, and he's gone 8th fastest. That's absolutely fantastic. I mean, during practice he looked on the pace, and then in qualifying he was always towards the top of the timesheet. And yeah, to go P8 is really impressive, and to out-qualify his more experienced teammate Liam Lawson at the first time of asking, really well done to Lindblad. And I was also really impressed with Isaac Hadjar. As we know, Max Verstappen has just dominated pretty much all of his teammates since 2019. And we've seen Verstappen's teammates not be anywhere near his pace, get knocked out in Q1, be towards the back of the grid, score limited points, but Isaac Hadjar has done a phenomenal job. I mean, this is his first season as Max Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull, and Hadjar has gone 3rd fastest, out-qualifying Verstappen. Verstappen crashed in Q1. Basically heading down the start-finish straight and approaching the first corner, Verstappen's car spun under braking, and he ended up going across the gravel trap and into the barrier, leading to an immediate retirement from the session, and Verstappen will start towards the back of the grid for the Grand Prix. So yeah, Verstappen starting towards the back and Hadjar starting P3. And as I say, I've just been seriously impressed by Hadjar. And speaking about taking P3, he said, "It was a very smooth qualifying. The run up to qualifying the whole weekend was a bit difficult. We were not in a position to fight for the top 3. I feel like Ferrari and McLaren were clear of myself, but we built up to it the whole qualifying, and it was a very good last lap." But let's move on to Kimi Antonelli. Now, he had a big crash in the Mercedes in free practice 3. He spun out of turn 2. It looked like he got too much curb, went into the barrier, and the car was completely wrecked. It was a huge job for the mechanics to fix, and it didn't look like Antonelli would get out on track for qualifying. The mechanics did an amazing job, but they were running out of time. However, with Verstappen crashing, that brought out the red flag, gave Mercedes extra time, and Antonelli was able to get back out on track as a result for qualifying, and he ended up going 2nd fastest. But there was an incident in Q3. Basically, it looked like sidepod coolers had inadvertently been left on Antonelli's car when he left the garage, with the fans falling off as he went around. One flew off into the gravel as Antonelli reached the first corner, but the second ended up in the middle of the track, and replays show Lando Norris running over that piece of debris, and that ended up everywhere. And the stewards have announced that they will look at this incident of Kimi Antonelli allegedly leaving the garage in an unsafe condition. And on top of that, Mercedes will also have to explain the Q1 incident where apparently a team member may have been stood in the fast lane when the cars were queuing up on a restart because of a red flag period. Now, as we know, Kimi Antonelli qualified in P2, but if his car was in an unsafe condition, then a penalty will be coming. It could be a financial penalty, but the rules also state F1 cars must not be released from a garage or a pit stop position in an unsafe condition. If an F1 car is deemed to have been released in an unsafe condition, the stewards may drop the driver such number of grid positions as they consider appropriate. Such penalty will be applied to the race unless the infringement has been committed during the sprint qualifying, in which case the penalty will be applied to the sprint session. So yeah, I think there could potentially be a big penalty coming Kimi Antonelli's way, especially because Norris ended up going over that debris, and that could have caused damage to the car. So we'll see what happens, but that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.